Alright, so I think we picked the most beautiful day to do maintenance. It's been raining all day, it's soaking wet, but this is my 95 W900 that I haul logs with, and I'm done hauling logs, but the the abuse that it took while hauling logs is still rearing its ugly head. We've got a broke spring here. The eye broke off the front of the spring. And so what we've done is we've got a replacement spring in here, new spring pins and all this. And the way this comes apart, you take these pinch bolts out and you drive the caps off of them, and these pins thread into the spring and into the spring hanger, and then in the spring hanger on the front. And then we got new U-bolts and everything. And the axle was out of line, so the easiest way you can take and pull it back in line, and we took a ratchet strap and hooked to the tow hook in the front and just ratcheted the axle until it got back in the right position. So we're soaking this spring shock bolt here to try to get it out of this old spring, so we can put it in the new spring. And I had them look up some shocks for me at the parts place, and they ended up giving me the wrong shocks. They crossed them over to the wrong number. So this is Sunday afternoon, so I'm gonna have to see if I can tomorrow morning if I can find a replacement shock. And I want to get new grease fittings for these pins, because the pins didn't come with grease fittings. And then we'll go, if we get ambitious today, we'll change this spring out. If not, we'll have to do it first thing in the morning, but it's supposed to be pretty tomorrow, and it's not really pretty today. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's old truck it's worked good for me since I've been out of the woods. I've put 10 brand new tires on it, new steers, all new drive tires. I replaced this rear spring over here because it was broken, and all the hardware that holds it in. And I've got a replacement spring for this side. I just hadn't had the time to replace it, but it's not broke, but I still want to replace it, and that way I'll have 4 brand new springs on this thing. I had to replace that airline the other day. It had rubbed a hole in it, so I replaced that. And so we're working on, here's the other spring that goes on the driver's side, which we'll get on here either this evening or tomorrow sometime. And these are the spring pins, brand new spring pins that go in there. And get that done, and new shocks, and I already did the whole brake drums, brake shoes, and all that for the front. So the front's got a fresh brake job on it. So short of doing the king pins and a front end alignment, which king pins and steering tie rod ends. I had the front end lined up last week before I put the new tires on the front. So, but when we do the king pins and the tie rod ends, we'll have to do another alignment. But just this is regular maintenance, trying to keep everything up. Old truck's been good to me, and we're gonna try to take care of it so it'll continue to be good to me. All right, we got our springs swapped out, new pins, grease fittings all greased up. new shocks. So we just did an oil change on her. We're gonna change the oil, fuel filters tomorrow because I run out of time today. I got to go make a run, so I've run out of time today to do anything else. But we'll get it tomorrow, and got some other maintenance things we want to do, so we'll get them done as well. This should be nice and tight and ride a lot better than it did, and be something we don't have to worry about for a minute. So we're gonna clean her up, and I'm gonna pressure wash stuff off and just get it cleaned up a little bit. And well, I've got a couple days off after tonight that I can work on it, and then I'm probably gonna go pick up some other stuff. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll show you as we go on with it. So I got the front end done. Put tie rod ends on it and got the front end lined up, along with new shocks. I know it's dark, got late on me. And I pressure washed these old trucks and got all the green off of them where they've been sitting for years, and blew some paint off of them. The 72 Kenworth right here, all along the back, the top of the sleeper, that paint's cracked, and so I blew a lot of it off the pressure washer. And the frame had a lot of grease and stuff on it, which came off pretty nice, but I mean, it's not gonna go back. If I do anything with it, it's not gonna be like that anyway. So, but yeah, the windshield of this old GMC was all green. We got it all cleaned up, just to make it look a little better. I mean, I know, jumped the gun a little bit probably, but I mean, and this 84 W900, you can see where the black paint has come off to the primer, and the gray has come off to the primer, but it's not green anymore. So that's nice. I mean, it always makes you feel better when your stuff is a little more presentable. So we definitely got this engine's identified as a 3406B model, so really happy about that. I like the cats, and I like the B model because it's mechanical injection. It's real simple. So we'll get going on this truck really soon. I'm a 68 here. You come out here just playing, and I don't know if you can see that line right behind the 68, but I kind of hand polished on it just a little bit, just cause the boot's got all the lettering off the door, so that looks good. Might throw a buffer on it just for fun. I cut all the lettering off of here, but there's some more glue that needs to come off of this door. But just very little bit of time spent on this, just trying to get it to look a little better, and a little bit of motivation. And I went back to the junkyard yesterday And got a few more parts and pieces. So I'm getting stuff together for it. And I got the chassis almost ready to come down to the house here. So it's like 2 bolts holding the chassis, the cab on the chassis, and the guys at the yard had left that ran the loader, so I couldn't get the cab picked off the chassis. So we'll get up there later on this week and see if we can't get that coming to the house. So we've been working. Really can't see a whole bunch of progress, but when you're fighting 30-year-old hardware at the scrapyard and taking parts off, trying to salvage without cutting anything, which is the way I like to do it, because I want to reuse as much as I can. I'm taking parts off to reuse, so it doesn't make sense to cut stuff. So that's where we're at. Y'all stick with us and we'll show you more as we go.